Washington, D.C., the capital of these United States, and home to over 500,000 people. We know it for things like the Capitol Building, the White House, and the Washington Monument. But there are some historic sites that kind of fly under the radar. Here, today, are 5 of them. Our first and largest site is the Basilica of the National Shrine of the Immaculate Conception. It's really surprising that this is a under-the-radar destination because it is the largest Catholic church in North America. Now, the Basilica of the National Shrine of the Immaculate Conception is not actually a cathedral because it is not the seat of a bishop. Rather, it is simply a Catholic church, but it's a very big one, so we call it a basilica. All right, let's see inside this church. There's not a lot of people here, so easier to social distance, and I got my KN95, so we're all set. Okay, never mind, that entrance is closed, so we're gonna try another one. Here we go. So the Basilica of the National Shrine of the Immaculate Conception is a century-long project. It began in 1920 and was completed only very recently in 2017. That's 97 years. Now, part of the reason it took so long to finish was because of all the mosaics in the church. When we go upstairs, we'll see some of the bigger ones. Well, I've been doing a bunch of takes trying to adequately express how I feel after being in the Basilica of the National Shrine of the Immaculate Conception. Did I get that right? Overall, it was just characterized by this seriousness and yet this vibrancy, where they had artists from all over the world doing their own take on the Catholic chapel, Catholic prayer room. And then the crypt was amazing, and all the domes with mosaics in the roof. That was absolutely mind-blowing. Love the organ atmosphere, really added to it. Definitely something to check out. It's free, it's open every day, and the COVID protocols are amazing. So, what are you waiting for? Check it out. On to the next thing. Okay, update. The National Arboretum, which I was going to take you guys to next, is closed. So now I still need to deliver on the 5 sites I promised at the beginning of this video, because I totally can't reshoot that. Totally didn't shoot it right over there. So join me as I take you to 3 more sites I planned, and 1 I didn't. So I just rented this jump bike, and, well, it's now a Lime bike. I'm not sure why it's beeping at me, because it unlocked and I can ride it. It's just beeping a whole bunch, and it's very annoying. Do something! Okay, I looked on Reddit, and apparently the beeping noise comes from this lock on the back of the bike. The reason I found this out was because someone on Reddit said they had one of these bikes outside their house beeping like this for 3 days. Unfortunately, the fix they suggested in the comments did not work, and it is still beeping, as you can hear. Okay, we're trying another one. Just gonna ignore the half-empty water bottle in the basket. And now I'm back to the beeping bike because the other one had a low battery, and it's raining, and I still have 4 more historical sites to visit. You guys gotta appreciate the dedication I put into these videos. Please appreciate them by liking and subscribing, because I'm getting wet. Raindrops falling from heaven. Okay, whoever invented glasses clearly didn't think about rain. At least they could have put in some windshield wipers or something. Plus, if you're riding a bike through the rain, that automatically makes it a lot more rainy. So, without further ado, here is site number 2. The National World War I Memorial, which I did not know existed and ran into completely by accident. So, there's the substitute for the National Arboretum right there. Whether our lives and our deaths, or for peace and a new hope, or for nothing, we cannot say. It is you who must say this. They say we leave you our dreams. Give them their meaning. We were young, they say. We have died. Remember us. I'll do my crying in the rain. Okay, back to the nautical adventures of Caleb on a jump bike. If this video gets less than 50 views, I'm going to be sad. Hey Joe, I better get a Medal of Freedom for this. Wow, I can't believe that actually worked. Thanks, Mr. President. Only kidding, of course. This is the Memorial Continental Hall of the Daughters of the American Revolution, which is a society of women who have descended from Revolutionary War patriots. And the reason it's so significant, for me anyway, is because this was used as the stand-in for the White House in the West Wing and House of Cards. Fun fact. Oh yeah, it's also where my mom graduated from high school. Historic. You know, since I'm wearing glasses, you guys can probably see this better than I can. Site number 4 was going to be a fountain designed by the same guy as the Statue of Liberty, but that is too far away to bike to in this rain, so instead, we have this bust of Amerigo Vespucci. If you ever wonder why America is called America, it's after this guy, who just decided to name the continent after himself. This is the face of a man who wants to name a continent after himself, just because he draws maps. Well, I'm going to draw a map of this garden, and I'm going to name it Classy Whale Garden, so there. Okay, I'm realizing my tolerance for rain is really not what I thought it was, so I'm just going to film the first historic site I see. That will be number 5, and then we can get out of here. Cool, I found one. This is a statue of Simón Bolívar, who is like the militaristic George Washington type for a lot of South American countries, including Bolivia, which is named after him. So there we go. Those are 5 amazing, underrated historical sites in DC of varying degrees of size and significance, based on pretty much what I ran into on a jump bike. So, like and subscribe, and hopefully my next content will be a little less rainy. Toodles. Pro tip, make sure you lock a Lime bike when you get off of it, because otherwise you might drive off and then realize you forgot to lock it, and then come back and realize someone has gone off with it and have to track down the person and lock the bike. Not that that happened to me. This bike is exactly where I left it, across the street.